Everyone, this is Soyam Rai Chaudhary and this is the video on marriage under Muslim law and this is the part 1 of the series. So here we will be reading about marriage under Muslim law and what are the basic requirements of a valid Muslim law marriage. So starting with what is a marriage under Muslim law. Marriage is a civil contract between a man and a woman who is legally eligible to be his wife with the objective of living life together or joint life and breeding or procreation of children. So this was the this is the definition of marriage under Muslim law. Now there are some basic requirements for a valid Muslim law marriage and there are 5 requirements and we will be reading in details about these. It includes offer and acceptance, presence of witnesses, capacity of parties, free consent, no legal disability. The first one is offer and acceptance. So offer in Urdu is known as ijab and acceptance is in Urdu is known as kubul. The marriage should be proposed by either party thereto. This is called ijab or offer. The proposal should be accepted by the other party. This is called kubul or acceptance. The proposal or acceptance must be made at the same meeting. If the proposal and acceptance are made at 2 different meetings, then the marriage is not valid. तो प्रपोजल और एक्सेप्टेंस एक ही मीटिंग में होने चाहिए. अगर वो 2 डिफरेंट मीटिंग्स में हो रहे हैं तो वो वैलिड मैरिज नहीं होता है, वो वॉइड बन जाएगा, वो मैरिज वॉइड हो जाएगा. Now this leads to the second requirement, that is presence of witnesses. Except if the parties are Ishna Asari, if the parties belong to the Ishna Asari school, then that is this element is not mandatory. But if they belong to the other schools, then the ijab and kubul must be made in the presence of at least 2 male witnesses or 1 male and 2 female witnesses. तो ijab और kubul जब हो रहे होते हैं तो 2 मेल विटनेसेस प्रेजेंट होने चाहिए या फिर 1 मेल और 2 फीमेल विटनेसेस प्रेजेंट होने चाहिए, नहीं तो वो मैरिज वैलिड नहीं होता है. नाउ द थर्ड रिक्वायरमेंट इज कैपेसिटी ऑफ द पार्टीज. So there is freedom of marital choice for both men and women in the Muslim law. So sanity and puberty are the basic requirements in Muslim law for legal competence to freely contract a marriage. So if anybody else except the parties to the marriage, like father or another relative, contracts a girl or boy into marriage openly against his or her wish, then that marriage will be void. So this was about the capacity of the parties. Now the most important requirement is free consent. So the parties who are contracting into the marriage should contract it with free consent. If they are not contracting with free consent, then that marriage will be void. So this is a very essential element of a valid marriage. If a boy or girl who is of sound mind and who has attained puberty are forced into marriage without their free consent, then such marriage will be void under Mohammedan law. The person who has been defrauded can repudiate the marriage the moment he comes to know that he has been forced into the marriage. So when a marriage has taken place by fraud or force, that will be invalid unless it is ratified. तो अगर कोई इंसान जिसे फोर्सफुली या फिर फ्रॉड के द्वारा मैरिज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में डाला गया है, अगर वो रैटिफाई कर लेता है तो वो वैलिड मैरिज बन जाएगा. अगर वो रैटिफाई नहीं करता है तो वो void होता है. So a lunatic or a minor who has not attained puberty must be validly contracted, may be validly contracted by their respective guardians. A minor is incompetent to give consent, so the right to contract a minor in marriage lies with her guardians like father, paternal grandfather, brother, mother and other relatives also. So this was about free consent and we'll be reading about no legal disability now. So under certain circumstances, marriage is prohibited or not permitted under the Mohammedan law. So these are of two types, absolute prohibition and relative prohibition. I am not going in details about this in this video. I'll be making a separate video in describing each of these points in a separate video. So what is absolute prohibition? It is further divided into two forms: prohibited degrees of relationship, like in Hindu law, a person cannot marry his own mother, brother or mother. If she is a girl, then brother or father, and like that other relatives also. So in Muslim law also this law is there, that a person cannot marry under the prohibited degrees of relationship, like consanguinity, affinity, fosterage, polyandry. The second thing is polyandry. Now the relative prohibition is includes 5 things, that is unlawful conjunction, marrying fifth wife. Muslim law allows marriage till the fourth wife. If the person marries a fifth wife, then that will be a void marriage. If the witnesses are not proper, or proper witnesses are not present in a marriage proposal and acceptance meeting, then the marriage is void. Differences in religion. So if a Muslim is marrying a Hindu, then that doesn't come under the ambit of Muslim law. It comes under the ambit of Special Marriages Act. Now the fifth one is marriage during iddat. So this was all about the requirements of a valid Muslim law marriage. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, do like it, subscribe it, and I am providing the link to my Telegram channel in the description box. Do join my Telegram channel. There we are discussing about various legal topics, and also I am uploading some different things also relating to the pertaining to this legal field. So thank you, have a nice day, stay home, stay safe.